Welcome to this next episode in the History of Golf Clash series here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. This one is looking at the second half of 2019. There was a lot happening in the game. We're going to look at all the details in this video. Before we do that though, please hit thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Totally free to do both of those. And also, if you've not seen the previous episodes, check them out. They are found in a playlist on the channel homepage for you to catch up on if you've missed them. Like I said, there was lots happening in these months that we're going to cover in this video in the game. Let's have a look at everything that took place right now. We're going to start with a very unusual event. It only happened once and it's never happened since, but I really liked it actually. It was a feature in the app where you could display a QR code and you could also scan with your camera a friend's QR code. So if you were with somebody in person that played the game, like I said, you could use the camera on your device, look at their QR code, and once scanned, the game would generate free balls for both you and the person whose code you scanned. And you could see footage from it here. There were a lot of Golf Clash content creators streaming it, so if you were watching, you could point your camera at the screen. It wasn't just free-to-play balls. You could see there were a couple of premium balls as well. That one was a Liberty ball. The code changed every few seconds. So if you had some friends, or if you were a streamer, or you watched content on YouTube, you could, if you were lucky, get yourself a few free balls. I don't think we'll see anything like that now, but it was fun at the time. Now, second half of July, we're looking at Thursday the 18th to be precise. The second ever 9-hole cup took place in the game. That was the Glen Monarch 9-hole cup. Shortly after that, partnership with the Open, which of course still goes on several years from 2019. Special premium ball being released there with the Open logo. You can see Power 4, Side Spin 2, Wind Resistance 3. So it was a nice little partnership that Golf Clash had there with the Open. Now, there were lots of new courses in 2019. Here's one of them. Summer Major, July 22nd. That was a brand new course at the time, and that was, of course, ACACIA Reserve. And I really like the courses that came here in this run over the next few months. We started to see some trickier holes and some quite tough elevation changes. Also, of course, you will see the graphics started to improve. So this was, I think, kind of one of the first courses where we saw some extreme elevations there, especially on that par 3 later on and that tricky par 5 that you just seen on the screen. Now, when it launched, you could practice this one in tours 4, 9 and 11 because, of course, at this point in the game, you didn't have anything like practice mode. You had to go into tour play and practice these new courses where they dropped. It was good here with tours 4, 9 and 11. You could practice this course on all of the 3 tees. And not too many weeks after that, another new course was dropped. That was DRUMORE Links. Golf Clash going Irish here for the Celtic Cup tournament. And again, DRUMORE Links still enjoyed to this day. Slightly easier than ACACIA Reserve. You got some shorter par 4s there and some good opportunities there with the par 3s. And there you can see the flyover there. You could once again practice this one from all 3 tees in tour play, so that gave people a chance to get familiar with it before the actual tournament started. Again, very scenic. You've got the Giant's Causeway scenery in the background. This was followed for a Halloween special, October 28th, the dreaded Dunes tournament. This was quite glitchy for some people with the graphics and the kind of visual effects that you saw on this course. Later, of course, this one became Jamil Dunes, the daylight version. But if you want a reminder of how it first looked, there you can see it. You had those kind of flaming torches on those pillars, which I think caused some issues with certain devices back in the day. Hopefully, they're all fixed now. Some challenging holes there, and definitely some very dramatic scenery if you were playing at the dreaded Dunes tournament. Now there was a big update announced. Save the date. It was the 21st of November. There were club improvements made across the board there. And as well as that, Golf Clash put out some very interesting graphs here, of course. I'm going to leave these on one at a time for 10 seconds. You can pause the video and have a look. But it was showing what clubs were used in which of the tours. And obviously at this time there are only 12 tours. But you can see there, there's the drivers, rough irons, short irons. The Thorn is leading the way. I would love to see a similar graphic produced now to see if there's any shift in the clubs that people are using. I think it would be really interesting to have a look at. Obviously the beginner wedges used a lot, and the beginner clubs in the first couple of tours. But you might want to pause the video and have a look and see if the clubs that you use in the tours now are similar to the popular clubs that were used in 2019. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below, and you can kind of relate your experiences to these graphs. Like I said, I'd love to see a modern version now. I wonder if we will see anything like that. It'd be very interesting, and also be interesting to see the breakdown by tournament as well. Now, the new feature, which I think is still one of the best that we've had in the game, and others have agreed with me in the past, the Prism Chest. Yes, max club card trading was announced with the update, and that was on the 28th of November 2019 when the Prism Chests were announced. If you've got more club cards for a club that you got maxed out, you could trade them in, and 300 of the common cards could get you 30 of the rares or 3 of the epics. That is still a feature that persists to this day, and of course if you've got most of your clubs maxed out, that Prism Chest will throw up premium balls for you to pick from. I really liked this update because it rewarded the invested players that had done well in the game, but also gave some incentive. If you'd been collecting club cards earlier on, you could kind of get your epics and rare clubs up as well. It wasn't all about collecting premium balls. So I think this was a very, very good update and extremely well received by the community. There was another little partnership with UFC there. You had a Wind 3 Power 4 Side Spin 2 ball, and shortly after that, December 23rd, the Christmas tournament was the final new course of 2019, that of course being Grunberg Slopes, another one where you saw some dramatic elevation drops, particularly that par 4 with the railway bridge going over the top. You had multiple routes to choose from, very scenic background with the snowy mountains, and again continued to test there with the hazards and the elevation. So very good year in my opinion for course design, and also you could see excellent graphics as well. Now, on a personal note, 2019 was very special for me. It was the first time I ever appeared on YouTube, and it was hosted by my dear friend Nick Buckingham. And as a little treat in this video, you are now going to be able to watch the first 30 seconds of my first ever YouTube appearance. Here it comes right now.
Sunday Hack is what I do.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it is a Sunday hack and it is what I do. So without further ado, let's give a big guns welcome to, I'm sure, a friend of everyone in guns. So let's welcome Ben Kennedy. Hey, Ben, how you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you, mate. Very, very good. Thank you
Lovely
for waiting
stuff.
patiently.
Thank you for having me on.
No, that's my pleasure. My pleasure indeed.
So there we have it. Little did I know what would happen after that point if I'd really get into streaming, or how my channel would grow and progress. I've said it before, I'll say it again in this video. I am eternally grateful to Nick for helping me and being the person that got me on YouTube in the first place, gave me lots of help and assistance in building my channel, and probably most likely would not be here now if it wasn't for Mr. Nick Buckingham. So a nice little fun piece to end this history episode. Don't forget to check out the other episodes in this series. Complete your knowledge of the history of Golf Clash, and leave me a comment in the video description down below if you remember some of this video and what your recollections are from your earliest days playing the game. See you soon. Bye for now.